Hey everyone, welcome to dmetalgalaxy YouTube channel where we review, interview, bring dmetal news, festivals and much more into viewers' living room. Subscribe and like as we have regularly new content. This very review we are going to review the celebration True Death of Sepultura tour. Basically, for those who are living under a stone, Sepultura after 40 years they're quitting. But first they are doing an 8 months tour and we are reviewing to Dublin 1 where they had poured Jesus Peace, Obituary, Jinjer, and yeah, we will review each band one by one. And the Golden Dragon photo has captured this live impression, so check the video out that we put together and grab your boots and hear if Sepultura 40 year celebration was the one to go or not. Thank you so much Holdtight and the Noise Cartel for arranging everything. And let's kick off with Jesus Peace. Jesus Peace was quite an alright band, they set the mood and so on, but I felt they were not that very tight if you compare to Obituary, which I've seen before as well. I would say Jinjer were a bit tighter and I believe there were kind small sound problems in the venue, especially the first band. So yeah, it was a great, okay opener, but I would say for a legendary band like Sepultura, I have expected a bit bigger band, and especially in the Netherlands, for example, they call it Sepulfest, and there were actually more bands on the bill, so I felt that to say that the lineup in toned down, shortened down, and of course I understand as well the varies and so on, but yet it's like a one thing in lifetime that Sepultura is doing. So yeah, Jesus Peace was a great one to open, and definitely they have some cool riffs, some cool, and it's a very cool band to headbang your head actually too. So check Jesus Peace out, definitely I recommend to just tune in and so on. It just on the night we were expecting a bit more veterans. And yeah, the second band on the bill was odd because Obituary have visited Ireland as a headliner 1 year ago, but no, they were second, which is odd because they are, I think, bigger than Jinjer. So yeah, it was for me a bit weird build up. And also the weird thing about Obituary was that they were not given on the night at Olympia the room they needed because there were gear from Sepultura, so as a result they were very into the front, and as a result it was very hard for them to interact because the singer of Obituary goes with his microphone. If you look at the videos from previous, you see it with his microphone going really close to the edge, like, and as well headbanging his head off and walking everywhere with his microphone. But the stage was tiny, like they barely fitted in there, and I would say it really impacted their ability to perform, and it makes in a way as well maybe sense because they are quite a big band, so they might be not used how to use this tiny room to their full advantage. And it's also not the way they normally, so far I know from my previous observation, perform. So yeah, it was really great. They were in top form. Like the drummer was tight, the riffs were tight, the vocals were really good, and they did their best what they could do with the stage. So yeah, excellent performance of Obituary, but caged down by the venue specifications. And it was as well another odd experience was the very fact that I had to sit down. I couldn't move because it was sitting, and it's kind of hard to sit on your ass and listen to death metal and not headbang because you couldn't. It was so packed in Olympia Theater. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Jinjer. And Jinjer, I've actually the same to say about being tied down on the chair. It's, I believe, metalcore, the band music they play, you really should be headbanging on this, but no, you had to be tied down. And I liked the lights that Jinjer were using, they were very flashy and so on. And the vocals were okay, and it was interesting as well how Tatiana from Jinjer interacts, the singer, interacts with the audience. She does, like, I don't listen so much to metalcore, so I might be wrong here, but for me, she was very serious. She really, like, more experienced the music than really bringing out, so she really became one with the music, like, in the way she just interacted. She didn't make a lot of jokes, she just made some contact with the audience, but she didn't do anything funny things which metalcore artists often do, in my experience. She didn't go into the audience, she just stayed on the podium. And it's a great one, I believe, Jinjer, if you're really into metalcore, this kind of music, because she does greatly musician, and if you're there for the music, then it's a very great band. And if you're just for a crack like me as well, it's, I think, a hard band to really fall in love. And I think it's great because everyone performs differently, and Jinjer is not your a typical metalcore band, so it's for those, I believe, who are really into this genre or like its serious performance. So yeah, Jinjer was great. Yeah, for those who are into this. And then the next one, where we are all waiting on, Sepultura. And Sepultura greatly opened. They had this visualization there under, and it was so great because the visuals, like, really immersed the music. They really brought it alive, and they were in top form, even though their drummer was not long with them, and they played really great set. Like, they really, like, engaged with the audience. They really, like, the vocals were really good. It was an awesome gig, and yeah, it was fantastic, their performance. The only thing I would say, I would have expected a bit different things on the night, as it was their last performance. Maybe a recall on history, somewhere, some fun memes, but instead they were just performing their set, and I believe it was longer than they do usually. But it would be so nice to just have a memory down the lane, as it is their last time. But yeah, overall, Sepultura was surprisingly good for 40 years. That the band sounds so well live, it's unreal. And actually, at this performance, the sitting was working because there were visuals and so on, so in a way it makes sense to just sit on your ass, enjoy the view, enjoy the music. So yeah, in short, Sepultura celebration through life and death was kinda a gig to be for those maybe who have seen Sepultura 10 times, 20 times. I wouldn't say something was new there because there was no memory down lane. For the hardcore fans, of course, if this is the last time you go, but for those who are metalcore fans, I would say maybe they didn't miss so much. And as well, the lineup was weird. I would say they were excellent, good bands, but like I've mentioned, Obituary was not given the space that they deserved to do their full performance. Jinjer, I would say, was too modern, as I understand it's great to attract a new audience group, but when you celebrate 40 years, you just want to have your closest fans with you, I assume, and not like a new bunch of new audience. And as well as, I would suspect as well to have a bigger band that really worked with them through the years, and where they maybe do some guest vocals with them. So I would expect a much more. And actually, Obituary was a great fit, I would say, because they have a long career as well, so it makes sense for them. And as well, Jesus Peace, they did quite excellent, but they were stacked against veterans, and I would have expected a bit of bigger band, or maybe more openers of night, because it's just 40 years, as I said, and you would expect that they would put in big. So yeah, in short, it was an excellent gig. However, I would have expected a bit more of a 40 celebration on terms of lineup, set, and as well as venue, as the sitting didn't quite work well with support bands. So yeah, that was it. See you.